Welcome to Six Figs. I'm Kyle. In today's video, we're going to be talking about everything ICP, from the ecosystem news to the charts. Speaking of the charts, folks, we'll focus on ICP, Bob, Kong, and EXE, and I need you guys to comment, what other projects should I be looking at when I do these types of videos? Now, you can follow me on X by searching at Real6Fig, or you can follow me by scanning this QR code. Back to X. Now, this is where I drop all sorts of little tidbits of information like charts, patterns, things that I'm seeing. And you can see I was identifying an ascending triangle that later absolutely ripped off. Now, Dfinity has really held a lot of trust in Kong Swap, and this is very apparent because Dfinity themselves has chosen Kong Swap, one of the best blue chip dexes of the internet computer, which I am an advisor for, to integrate into OISY, which is Dfinity's first fully on-chain digital asset wallet. This is absolutely huge because now Kong Swap is going to be facilitating trades and swaps behind the scenes for OISY. So talk about some flexing that Kong Swap can do with this. So congrats to Kong Swap. And when I say that the best is yet to come for Kong, the best is yet to come. And I can't wait for you guys to see what's in store for 2025. Now, one of my friends, though, one and only Crypto Wendy, and I'll do my very best Crypto Wendy voice impersonation. No, you can, because you won't be SEC chairman anymore, baby. Well, she dropped this little video here, and it was of Gary Gensler acting a complete fool. And I'm going to play this little bit.
That Bitcoin is a highly speculative, volatile asset, but with 7 billion people around the globe, 7 billion people want to trade it, just like we do have gold for 10,000 years. We have Bitcoin. It might be something else in the future as well. Right. These other thousands of projects need to show their use case. And
so let me ask you guys this. Why do all these thousands of other projects need to show their use case while Bitcoin gets a free pass? And the biggest thing I have a problem with here is that I don't hold any Bitcoin. I used to a long time ago. But when it comes down to it, one of the things that you should do when you're doing your DD is find out who's behind the project. How much do they hold as far as tokens are concerned? These are big red flags if you cannot find that information. That is a very big red flag. Bitcoin somehow gets a pass in society. Somehow. I still don't know this. I am pro Bitcoin, don't get me wrong, but red flag number one, we have no idea who the creator is. We have no idea who is in control of the Bitcoin God wallets that could liquidate the entire crypto industry within seconds if all sold off. So the fact that Gary Gensler somehow gives Bitcoin this free pass over all these other established projects that really, in the long run, have more transparency than Bitcoin. It just doesn't make sense. So Gary Gensler is a complete fool, and thank God he is out the door. Now, the one and only, folks, the one and only Dominic Williams goes on to say the definition of ultimate crypto breakout: exponential mass market growth, baby, a la early Web 2 breakouts where users participate purely to obtain provided functionality rather than to speculate. Now, what is he talking about here? I think that he's talking about caffeine AI with some respect. And I do think that when it comes down to seeing an early Web 2 breakout, I'm old enough that I was around post-internet, post-cell phones, or pre-internet, pre-cell phones, excuse me. And when it comes down to it, I have seen how industries have changed, especially how Web 2 has changed and shaped our lives. Everything from consuming the news was absolutely changed. There was mass market growth in the news sector once Web 2 came out. Finance, the way we consume social media, the way we research things. We're no longer going to the libraries. We're going to Google or the internet. There's so many different industries that had so many breakout points. I think that caffeine AI is going to be one of those things that people talk about in the future when it comes down to a Web3 breakout. We've seen Web3 really provide a financial alternative. At this point, we've seen, basically it allow people to launch tokens, speculate, buy, sell, store NFTs, things like that, trade artwork, commodities, things like that. But we really haven't seen a new sector emerge from Web3 other than that. And when it comes down to caffeine AI, this is going to turn every single person in the world into a developer if they so choose. And caffeine AI is an application where you write a prompt. This application will write the code and deploy your project for you. It's self-writing internet, from what Dominic Williams has said. This is going to be absolutely insane to see how this transforms internet computer if everybody is building on it. This is going to be the ultimate degen playground because there's going to be a lot of degens building on it. So this is going to be very interesting to see. Now, Fomo Well, the channel sponsor, they are a token launchpad, folks. Check them out, FomoWell.com. And this is very interesting to see that they have passed their SNS launch and they are now sitting at a commitment of 102,000 ICP, which is over $1 million at this point in time. So the SNS still has 2 days, 7 hours left in it. I've vetted the founders. You guys should do your own research as well. But I'm very excited to see Fomo Well do this well in the raise. Now, the markets are doing pretty well right now. ICP, folks, is really been popping off to about the $11.20 area. We're up 2.5% on the day, 7.5% on the week. The Kong Swap tokens, we've got Nut, baby. Bill, we got MGSN, Raven. Really, these are tokens that have popped. I don't know anything about them. When we look at EXE, this thing is still in a very nice bull pennant formation, and we are seeing this price really start to squeeze. You guys can kind of see where this pennant is forming, and it is a pennant, in my opinion. So my expectations for EXE, hopefully, include this thing running back up to at least $2.50. This thing is really holding the line as far as I'm concerned. We will throw up a little Fibonacci channel here, and you guys can see how this thing has been trading very nicely within this channel. So going forward into the next few days, I would really expect this thing to trade or see resistance around 95 cents, maybe $1.30, and on the lower side of things, 56 cents, maybe 58 cents, somewhere in there. But right now, we're just kind of seeing some gray area chop with the markets on EXE. Now, Kong Swap is forming a falling wedge, which is a super bullish formation. It is a larger formation, so I'm hoping to see Kong Swap really trend back up to about the 5.5 cent area. If we see this thing break down, though, it could be down towards the 0.03 cent area. But yeah, I'd like to see this thing run to at least this 0.0566-ish level. And when it comes down to it, that would be great. Bob, folks. Bob, I've been telling you guys about Bob now for quite a while. The charts really haven't changed in the last 2 weeks since my last video. I've been very sick. I haven't been able to make any videos. But this is a huge cup and handle, folks, whether you like it or not. We are seeing a very nice bull pennant, kind of like what we've seen with EXE. It's there. and we are seeing the price squeeze in a symmetrical triangle fashion with Bob. So I'm really looking for Bob to take off back up to about the $1.98-ish level. And I think that there's a dang good chance we could see it run to that level. Low end, $1.28. I'm hoping that this big, giant bull pennant really prints here. And when it comes down to it, we could really see Bob take off. This is a true cup and handle. Sometimes what traders will do to figure out, the projection of an asset is they will measure from the top of the cup down to the bottom of the cup. And that leads us with this trend line here. Now we can stack this to get a low end prediction of around $19. Higher end prediction, folks, we'll stack it right on the top of the cup, maybe $38, $40. And, I don't know. But when we throw up the Fibonacci extensions, you can see that the 61/8 at about $5.39. But this cup and handle is absolutely ripping off higher than the Fibonacci extensions can go, at least up to the 423. So this is kind of an interesting scenario. It's going to be interesting because Kong swap, we've got one pattern showing huge gains. We've got Fibonacci extensions. Of course it could extend past the 423, but we're seeing, some really positive stuff there. So with that said, folks, let me know in the comments what coins you want me to check out in the ICP ecosystem, and we'll see you on the next video.